Are you decluttering with someone or for someone? Working with somebody and working for somebody are really two completely different ways of dealing with clutter. And certain types of clutter and certain types of jobs are more useful with the client in the same space, and other jobs are more efficient with the client out of the way completely, or at least partially. Let me explain. For example, if you have a room full of stuff that is a mix of things that are being used on a daily basis, things that are kept for sentimental reasons, things that have been there and that the owner just couldn't let go. Think your wardrobe, for example. It is very difficult for the outsider to determine which is which. I could say this dress is ragged and it has not been used for a long time by the way it hangs in the wardrobe. Only tells us about the state of the thing, but it doesn't tell me if the client may actually have a huge sentimental attachment to that dress. For the same amount of money, she could tell me, well, actually, this is something I haven't looked at in so many years, it can go. So it's really down to a point-by-point input to make decisions. And in those cases, I'm the person who guides the client and keeps the momentum going and keeps them going to move forward and not stop at every turn. On the other hand, there are jobs that benefit from the owner and the client not being around. For time-saving purposes, for example, think paperwork. If I have a pile of paper, to some degree, I can tell which ones are important, which ones are not. To some degree, I can tell if information needs to be kept or doesn't need to be kept. I can actually go through, organize things in a way that my client can quickly go through the different piles and say, okay, this needs to be kept, this can go. So they don't have to sort through the pile, but they make the decision still. On the other hand, they could give me very clear instructions. If you come across an invoice, put it in that drawer. Fine, works for me. But in any case, we have to have stages where on certain stages the client reviews what has been done and takes new decisions. Those are the two extremes. Obviously, there are things that sit halfway in the middle. You could say, for example, that an organizer could work on their own if it's only about reshuffling the contents of a room, making sure that it is as efficient as possible without taking anything out, except for rubbish, obviously. But those things will have to be run past the client at the end of the session. But reorganizing a room, putting things in place, putting things in a logical place can be done without any input from the client after the initial talk. So you can see working for a client and working with a client can be two completely different things. And it's very important to decide from the get-go how you will proceed. Is it going to be a with or a for job? Give it some thought for your own decluttering as well. Do you want to work with someone else? Do you need input, or is it better if you do it on your own? Stay clutter aware and come back for more. If you want more, there are options. Click the round logo to subscribe to this channel, or select the playlist in the middle to see more content, or check out the links in the description below. Oh, and feel free to like this video.